All right, this is John, and he's going to tell us about Whiskey Grin and how it came to be.
Yeah. Well, I should probably start by saying that the guy asking me the questions here, Kevin Ayers and Jim and I, we started our first band. I think Kevin and Jim were both in still junior high school. I was a freshman.
I just turned 13.
I was between 9th grade and 10th grade the summer that we started. So that was 70.
It was the fall 76.
Yeah. So so we were churchy kids, but we were rock and roll churchy kids, and that was kind of rebellious for its time. There wasn't a lot of Christian rock, and when we started the band, we were writing our own songs, and we were still new on guitars, but you learn fast how to master an instrument when you're writing your own songs and practicing your own songs. It gives you a passion and a reason, more than just going to lessons once a week. So I was the bass player, Kevin was the drummer, Jim was the lead guitar player, and Kevin's brother Mike was the rhythm guitar player. So we all, as we grew older, we kind of shifted into a more serious musical career. I know, the band broke up, We weren't by the time we got 18, 19, we weren't always the best of Christians, and we didn't want to play this hypocrisy game. So we reformed the band as a non-Christian band playing in bars. That band was called Riff Raff. By that point, we had like 6 guys in the band. We had at some point 3 guitar players, and the drummer and an extra singer. That was short-lived. I got out of the rock scene relatively young because I married young, and then we adopted a kid, started having kids, and I kind of dropped out of sight and was just a church boy. And I was a church musician for a long time. Jim got into a band, Sanctum. Kevin got into a heavy metal. Actually, he's got into a band called The Score, and they were playing, the 80s into the 90s around the club scene, as was Sanctum playing around the club scene. But all the stuff that we had written, when we were 15, 16, we had a good catalog of 30 or so songs, and we stayed friends all those years. But as we got older in life, we felt a reunion coming on. I had, and one of the things that actually inspired it, I was going through a divorce, and just something about old friendships to help keep you grounded. So, we started working on the Exodus stuff. We started recording that stuff, and we felt good playing in a band together again, and Jim was coming up on his 50th birthday, and we decided we were going to start doing some cover stuff. We're going to try to put together the band. It's Jim's idea for the band, for the name Whiskey Grin. He liked the name Whiskey Grin. He just likes the attitude, the feel of it. That's what we were as we started going back out into the club scene. And we did that, and we've been doing it ever since. Kevin, our friend here, he needed he'd take a back seat. I know it's a hard life, playing in clubs every weekend and moving equipment and all that stuff. We found this guy named Dream, who kind of found us. But Dream is a really, really natural fit because, to be honest, Kevin Ayers, was a really, really he was hard to replace. There was big shoes. We love him, we miss him. But when we found Dream, we found a brother from another mother. So it was a really, really good fit. And when you see us on stage, I think you can see, that we enjoy each other. We love each other like brothers. We love playing together. So that's been, I think it's been 7-8 years of Whiskey Grin now.
It's been since 2011, early 2012 when 2012, Jimmy's 50th birthday party.
Yeah.
And then so it's been and I was in the band for 2 years.
Yep.
And I left in 2014 or 3 years, I forget. 2014 I left.
Yeah.
And Dream is the perfect fit. He's just great. He fits perfectly with you guys.
Yes. And Dream is fun to watch too. I think that's one of the things we try to do. We try to have fun when we're playing, and we do. But I like playing with these guys because we all love what we're doing. We love being on stage together. We love playing together. So I love whiskey GRIN. I love my brothers. Yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
Thank you so much, John, and I love you guys too.
All right. Thank you, brother.
This is Jimmy from Whiskey GRIN, and he's going to tell us about his guitars and his rig.
Okay. This is an American Fat Strat, completely stock. The only thing that's sort of like that's not stock is I got a piezo pickup in the bridge. And I also, which, you know, these knobs here, these toggles control that. Other than that, didn't really do too many modifications to this guitar. 500K pots, you know, it comes with locking tuners. And it's
Is that are those switches on there to coil tap the pickup?
yeah, it's to
Okay.
it's to turn on the acoustic sounding pickup.
Oh.
But
Can you split the humbucker too?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I can do
gotcha.
that. But the I don't use this anymore. I haven't used it in a long time, so you know I pretty much just it's disassembled. You know, so but that's that guitar here, and I've been playing this one probably for about 6 years, I guess, 7 years. It's kind of like my you know, working dog. So this is my other beater. This is a Les Paul that was used parts from the people at Musicraft. This is one of the last Les Pauls that they made. It's a little bit different than a Gibson. It's got the swatch on top is 5/8 of an inch, so it's very, very deep. It's all mahogany body. That's as you can tell.
That's not relic. You actually
No,
did
yeah,
that.
there's no, yeah, I'm the only relic here. Saturday night specials for the pickups, and a Callahan bridge on here. The inlays are all done by a guy who I think is Joe Nichols. Nichols Inlays. So he shipped the neck out, and he put all that in there, and that's a figure of a crazy looking bird that was on the first album for Sanctum, and decided to parlay that into this guitar. And I put Frizzell locking tuners, and it also has a drop D tuner, a hip shot on here also, which I'm probably going to wind up replacing and putting a D tuner in the back. So, like I said, not Mother and Pro. I'm sorry, that's Abalone. It's Abalone inlays, Abalone in the knobs, 500K pots on everything, and it's about time to go get restored pretty soon. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of funny about it.
I think it looks cool, man.
Yeah, she's been through a lot of wars. Been all over the place.
Very cool.
The smallest amp I own. It's a DSL 40C. I use it in these smaller bar and club gigs, because of space requirements. Usually, if I'm not using this, I'm using a 100-watt AOR Laney with a 412 power conditioner, which is that right there. Not that it helps that much in this room, because this is the only room I seem to get a really noisy amplifier.
And what does that do? That keeps your power constant?
Yeah, it keeps it it keeps it constant. It conditions it to a certain extent. There's a lot of dirty power in a place like this, which you'll hear tonight. But I can't seem to work it out of this. This is not the only room I play that gives me such a really hard time with with dirty power. But other than that, I don't rely on a whole bunch of stuff. It's just kind of standard, delay, chorus, overdrive. I don't use any kind of distortion. I'm not big on distortion. I prefer an overdrive pedal, and because I use tubes and tone is in the fingers, so that's
just getting ready to say that.
So that's about the gist of it. There's no frills, and just get up there and
Very cool.
It.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You got it, man.
All right, this is John from Whiskey Grin, and he's going to tell us about his rig.
I'm going to start with this one back here. This I showed up for a rehearsal one night and forgot my bass, and I went down to the music lab, and I asked if I could borrow or rent a bass for the night. So they let me borrow it. I fell in love with it. It was $150. It's a Yamaha. So I'm like, I didn't want to give it back, so I went back to Aaron at the music lab, and I was like, I want to keep it. This here's my 2006 Rickenbacker 4003. I have another one at home. My original bass, I have a Rickenbacker 4000 at home. That's like 1979. Pickguard, I don't know if you know where that comes from. That's a Phil Lynott thing. Black bass with a mirror pickguard. All I'm using right now is a tuner. And I'm just going straight into the amp. And that's got this Harkey, it's got the kickback, it's got just a little bit of overdrive in there. And that's pretty much all I need,
Right. And your brother builds bass cabs,
He does.
doesn't he?
In fact, I'm going to be switching over. I just got to get a really decent head. I've got he built for me, it's a 12-inch speaker, but he's hooking me up with another. They're stackable, so they're cube-shaped. So once I get the second cube that he's going to be shipping to me soon, I want to invest in a really good head. I really like the Line 6, bass pod heads. And I borrowed one from, I used, Little John. I used his rig. I fell in love with him. That's my next rig right there.
All right, and this is Dream, the drummer for Whiskey Grin.
Hello there.
And he's going to tell us about his rig.
The drums, they're Premiers. They call it Signature Maple Premier set. Really nice kit. The snare drum is a Bembinga. The snare drum is illegal to have over here.
Was it grandfathered in?
Yeah. So, cymbals, Zildjian, Sabian. I like Zildjian and Sabian cymbals. Wuhan Gong. That's a new addiction. And I think this is a pasty. Signature series pasty. Ride cymbal.
And what kind of heads do you use on your drum kit?
Evans.
Are they the oils?
Yeah, oil. Yeah. Oil heavens.
And what do you use on your snare?
Attack.
Okay.
Attack.
Okay. And what kind of sticks are you using?
ProMars. This is a special ProMars stick. When my hands get sweaty, the sticks stick to my fingers even more. So this is a very nice grip-like stick that I use.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dream. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome, sir.
And happy birthday, dude.
Thank you.